Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, what up? Hello, happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. Okay, a little After the Show podcast. Coming off of a nice little weekend. Hopefully you guys had a good one. I was pretty outstanding. It was all good. All good. I went to Diarrhea on Friday. Popped into El Camino. You guys ever been there?
No.
I don't think so.
It's a good little place.
What's it called?
El Camino. They got two. They got one in Delray, just off the Ave.
El Camino, like the car?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, and they got one on Las Olas in Fort Lauderdale.
I'm a big fan of the car.
Them are good. Yeah, the food's good too. It's a nice little place.
There were so many El Caminos in Lake Park back in the 80s. The town that I grew up in, wow, it seemed like every other house had an El Camino. It's a very 1983 type of car.
It was, and it was sweet.
Yeah. You know, we were down there, and I don't know if you guys have been to Delray recently at Atlantic Avenue, but it was just, I mean, Friday, it was like, right at happy hour, like the place, it was like 45-minute, 10-hour long wait. Just every restaurant's like that, though. It's crazy. And my wife and I always am just kind of fascinated with, because I love going out. And I was like, the two things that I think the Delray has that's working for it, one, they got a lot of green space. It's kind of like parks, grass, benches, trees, that kind of stuff, you know, as opposed to maybe a Clematis, which I don't think has a lot. And two is there's not really many, if any, empty storefronts. Like pretty much every place is full. If you had to say what are the two differences between the two streets, West Palm and Delray, that's it. And then it was kind of interesting because on Saturday we zipped through what's Rosemary Square now.
The old city place.
Yeah, they're really kind of changing that up. The whole new design. That's why they got the new name. They just broke ground on a new building. It's going to be going up right across from the Publix there.
I feel like you have to. If you're going to change it from City Place to Rosemary Square, go ahead and let's relift this thing.
Well, the fountain's going to be nuts. Like, they've taken out the old fountains. They've taken out the stage that was there right by the Harriet Himmel Theater.
Yeah.
So that's gone. They're putting in, I think, a new huge fountain and, you know, kind of like usable space. But the thing on Rosemary Street right there that was so noticeable is they've shortened the street, better for pedestrians, and tons of green. Like there's foliage hanging off the walls and just everything. I'm like, and it makes a difference. I'm like, that really is a big part of it because you want to have that kind of like green garden space looking stuff and not just a concrete jungle. So I kind of looked at it. I was like, it was kind of interesting to see what they're doing there.
Look at you with your architectural eye.
Well, I just
horticulture / architecture.
I was trying to put a finger on. I'm like, well, why is Atlantic Avenue? I mean, it's insane. You can't. It's so like hot right now. I'm like, what's making it hot? And I'm like, I put my finger. I think it's those 2 points, and I think Rosemary Square is trying to like run after it. Say, hey, wait, we got this.
Good for them, then. It's working.
Yeah. So they had that thing going on. Wynwood was really cool. Got to hang out there a little bit over the weekend. So it was fun. Game of Thrones last night. And also I got the Mexican Queen to watch John Wick 1 and 2. Because I was hoping to maybe get her like queued up. So I want to see the third one before it came, you know, all the way to video, which is going to be like 6 months.
She's a Wick face now, huh?
I got her on 1 and 2, and she liked them.
She liked it.
So it's been always a struggle trying to get her into a movie theater. And so now that she's kind of into it, I'm hoping that she'll go see it maybe this coming weekend. It did well. $57 million it made, nearly doubling the $30 million opening that John Wick Chapter 2 did. So it's getting bigger with each movie that's out. So, and I've heard it's good. In fact, somebody who saw that in Game of Thrones said John Wick is much better than the Game of Thrones finale.
Interesting.
Yes.
Did you actually watch Game of Thrones in live time?
No, I woke up this morning. I kind of did it where I went to bed super early last night, woke up super early this morning, and then watched it before I came into work.
I watched it all, and then I started eating at night. I made myself a pizza at like at 10:45 at nighttime.
Yeah. Old habits die hard.
Pizza
huh?
at night, man, that will fuck up. For some reason, you don't want to sleep right away. You want to kind of want to still watch TV after that.
Well, you kind of carved up. You know, your body actually just put a lot of energy. Like that's what it is. That stuff is energy. So your body's like, all right, I guess we're going disco dancing.
Oh yeah, it was awful. I mean, it was good in the moment, but like right around 12:15, you're like, oh, I just want to sleep.
What's your poison? What's your current frozen pizza of choice?
I didn't do frozen pizza. I did baboli. You know, you ever do that? I gotta tell you, the baboli crust that they bring is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Oh,
What is that?
It's so you get like this bread and you make your own.
It's already made. It's crust to go basically. You take it out of the package. You put sauce on the crust and then the cheese. I loved my sauce and I loved the cheese. Man, that was some bullshit crust. I am not a baboli fan.
Is that your first baboli?
I think I had one a while ago, and there was a reason why I don't like baboli. What I should have went with is they also have those Pillsbury Doughboy croissant pizza ones that you can put on your pan, and I didn't go with that one, and I went with the bullshit.
Publix also makes dough. Like you can buy Publix pizza dough in the bakery.
Oh yeah, I always forget that.
And you can actually just take that thing and spread it out. And
That's all I have to do is spread it?
Yeah,
Just
spread it.
Get a little wet with some
Well, what are we talking about now?
Oh yeah.
Spread it and get it wet.
a little dab of butter on there or garlic.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Then you do your pizza sauce. Then you do your cheese and whatever toppings. We do that Publix pizza all the time where you make it yours. The kids love playing with the dough.
Okay, well, you're making me real excited.
Those little pizza treats I made for you for your week,
Yeah,
your day of menu, those were from Publix.
I love it.
It's good stuff,
Yeah,
huh?
Fat Kevin would not approve of a baboli.
Yeah, I don't,
Baboli is BS.
It
I don't
is.
really know what it is.
It's like bread.
It's got the worst aftertaste. It felt like I was. It really did have the aftertaste of cardboard.
I don't like it.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, doesn't sound good. Somebody said that nan bread is where it's at. Is that the kind of like healthy bread that they have out?
I
think
like that.
Yeah.
The nan. It's the kind. It's like little like flatbreads almost.
Yeah, I think I've done that. I do like that
The
stuff.
garlic ones are really really good. That's what I make my hummus pizza on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've done that for a pizza crust.
I got. I'm shocked that the chat room's not going off on baboli right now.
You by yourself last night?
I was very much by myself.
Baboli for one?
Baboli for one. I ate a whole damn thing. Everybody, oh, this thing sucks when we eat the entire thing now.
Yeah. Somebody said the Publix one is good.
Okay.
Boboli. Yes. Favorite pizza dough from Publix. Kids love it.
That's it. I do like the baboli.
Yeah.
Now, Baboli and Publix are different. Publix makes their own dough. Baboli's is the prepackaged bullshit.
I don't know.
Fat Kevin was here. He'd know what we're
Yeah,
talking
we know.
about.
We know. I do know what I'm talking about on this one.
Okay.
The Publix dough
On
is
this one.
is where to go.
When I was a kid, we used to get, in fact, I always felt like so cheated in life. My parents would get that pizza in a box, and it was a Appian Way pizza. And you would have the packet of the flour, and you'd mix it in a bowl, and then it had like a little can of sauce, and then you'd take the pizza pan, and you kind of make it, and it just, I don't know, because, Fat Kev, I always just wanted the store-bought stuff. I wanted the pizza crossing pizza, and we'd, wind up getting this homemade kind of stuff. And it just-
Budget pie.
yeah, it was kind of like when you wanted a McDonald's cheeseburger and your mom's like, no, I got this. I'm going to make you something that's better than McDonald's. And she makes some big-ass, fat, meaty burger
Yep.
that's just like all dried out. And you're like, that's not even close, Mom.
My mom would do that shit all the time. No, I'll make you grilled cheese just like Wags does. No, you're not, Mom, because you're using mayonnaise instead of butter.
Oh,
And,
called you out.
By the way, welcome to the fucking dance, Fat Kevin. Thank you for showing up. Nice to speak with you.
Fat Kevin don't dance. He's at the buffet.
No, Fat
or
Kev
the
did
punch
not
bowl.
dance. Yeah.
Welcome to the dance, so you can just watch.
Yeah.
Welcome to the sit.
That's what it was, yes. Where to go? We're going to sit. Let me see here. Got an email from Noel. Said, hey, guys, happy weekend. I was listening to Friday's show and wanted to know what Kevin meant when he said, if you love those crazy theme 5Ks, in fact, we got one of those coming up for too long. We need more details. Yeah, we are bringing back the KVJ 5K this year.
Woohoo!
So it took a hiatus last year, and then it's going to be coming back this year in October. So if you love the 5Ks, we're going to be doing it and probably have Because around Halloween, probably going to have costumes, all kinds of stuff.
Fun.
Tie in some KVJ beers as well. So there's a lot of fun stuff we're going to be doing. Looks like Denny's, he came back, huh?
He's gonna come back and do
wearing
work.
Denny.
He's an animal. That's why he's got the right temperament for the trade. He's the best.
Tell him to come in here.
He's wearing a surgical mask.
Is that for us or for him?
Both.
Yeah, I wonder.
No, it's for one or the other.
How you doing there, Weezy?
Doing better. I'll tell you what, that nebulizer, that thing's where it's at.
Yeah, somebody said that's probably what they're going to do to you. What is a nebulizer?
So you breathe it has this vapor that goes in your lungs, and then it like clears everything out. It was amazing.
You sound better already.
Yeah.
When they gave me a steroid shot, I think the steroids what did it.
Good.
Really? What did they say was going on with you?
So I have a bronchial infection, which is why I'm wearing the mask. I am contagious for 24 hours.
Great.
They said I'd have to cough like on your mouth or your hand or something.
Sudden death punishment right now. Losers got to get a cough in the face from Denny's.
So they gave me this mask, so that doesn't happen.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no. So I guess I had some like scarring. They did the whole 9. They did X-rays, everything.
Really?
Scarring?
My goodness.
From coughing so much, it caused extreme inflammation. So
Yeah,
Dang.
you could barely get a
I couldn't even
breath
speak this
out.
morning. It was
Yeah.
the weirdest thing. It really was.
Yeah. A bronchial
So,
infection.
how long do you have to stay on the meds?
So the meds, they said in 24 hours I will no longer be contagious because I'm just waiting for the antibiotics to be filled over at the store. Once I get those in, they said 24 hours be good, and then just steroids for the next few days, and then they have a vapor like breather thing.
From now on, you got to use my pharmacy, Center City Pharmacy,
All right.
downtown on Clematis. They deliver to you. Yeah.
I'm sure I won't get sick. Not like we shared anything this
Oh my
weekend.
gosh, there's no way Bird doesn't get a bronchial infection. Suits too. I was like, you might as well go today.
There's no way I'm
Nah.
not going to get sick. I was with this cat all weekend.
We know what you shared.
Memories. Moments together as friends.
Oh, bong.
It's so random though. I've never had it go down like that.
Yeah, my boy was worried. You don't get worried about health.
We were worried. I mean, you couldn't breathe. That was your body not getting oxygen.
Oh yeah, it was
That's
weird.
scary.
I could take like 5 or 6 steps and I'd have to catch my breath. It was real bad. I never had it like that before. So I was like, I got tuberculosis. It's over. I really did think I had that.
That was it.
At least
It's
you can,
over.
At least you can say that word.
Yeah.
Wow.
They took good care of you at MD now.
Oh, they were awesome. It couldn't have been a better experience.
I tell you got to tell me when you're going.
Absolutely.
I'll hook it up.
Absolutely.
I got a Bronx shirt you can wear tomorrow.
Yeah.
Should.
I might as well.
You should.
Yeah, I felt bad. I came in all cryptic this morning, just like, sorry guys, I can't do anything. I was like, I don't know what's happening to me.
Yeah, you sounded bad. We do sound a lot better. It's amazing what they've been able to do in that amount of time.
That steroid, man.
That steroid is incredible.
When I had my tonsils taken out, I had like tonsils and adenoids, I think at age 23. And that's when I had my sleep apnea. They were so inflamed that I was choking in my sleep. And they gave me steroids, I think for like 2 nights before the surgery. And I couldn't believe what a difference it made. I could swallow, I could breathe, and pretty darn quick after they gave me the shot.
Well,
Wow.
that's what was happening to me last night. I was sleeping, but my passageway was so narrow that my body wasn't breathing. I had to intentionally breathe because there was not enough power to do it. So I kept waking up from sleep thinking I was drowning.
Oh,
And
that's terrible.
Anytime I fell under last night, every like 12 minutes I'd fall asleep and then wake up thinking I was drowning.
It's the worst.
It's real rough, but the steroids, man, it opened it up. I still have a little bit of the wheezing and all that fun stuff, but
Fun.
they
You
said
guys
the
are
next
getting
day.
into steroids.
Yeah,
We're going to go lift.
Yeah.
Kevin was so happy to hear they put you on steroids.
About time.
Do you still do any of that? Or are you all natural in the gym?
No, I'm going to probably, I have been off for a little while, but probably going to get back on.
Get him
here.
from Denny's. He'll sell you some.
Yeah.
I think they're different kind.
Yeah, they
I
are.
know.
But yeah.
But those work pretty fucking quick too, though. The ones that Kevin was using.
They said I might get moody from these ones. I was like, all right, we'll see.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, MD now.
Yeah, they crush it. Awesome.
What are you doing at work? Shouldn't you be sleeping?
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Some rest.
upload some podcasts, cut some commercials, and I'm out like Trout.
He knows if he doesn't upload the podcast, people are going to be on him all day.
Oh,
It's true.
a man's got a surgical mask on. I
They
mean,
don't give a shit.
you don't give him a break when he's got the mask.
They will not care.
Yeah, I was trying not to alarm everyone when I got here, too.
Well, you don't look alarming.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That sounded a little
sneak.
rough.
Yeah. It's just amazing to be able to breathe. Earlier, I thought I was dying. I thought it was over.
You sound like you were dying.
It sounded really bad.
It sounded like Darth Vader. It was terrible. I couldn't even breathe. But amazing.
How's your appetite?
Not good. They said actually, I think the steroid is supposed to give me diarrhea coming up here too. I'm kind of bummed out about
Oh,
that.
that's something to look forward to. What is it, like a weather forecast?
They said like 2 hours I should get some diarrhea.
There's a brown butt storm rolling in.
I was gonna see if you wanted to do a little Mexican Monday.
Oh, he really shit his brains out.
Yeah, that's just what you need.
Maybe it's the wrong day. I don't know.
Let's get him some spicy mole sauce.
It's gonna be on the bird, man.
I
Whatever.
hear ya.
Hey, what's going to be on the bird's diarrhea?
Yeah. I hope
That's
you got
what's
a
gonna be on
brown
the bird.
sofa.
Splatter.
Yeah, there you go. Have fun with that.
Yeah, I'm pumped for the diarrhea. So
Well, let us know how it goes.
2 hours supposedly.
Weight loss.
I've got 12:11 p.m. when it hits him. That's my time.
Pretty good bet.
12:11. Okay.
Taking bets here if you guys.
Some point in the next 2 hours, diarrhea. That's what they said.
Are we going to have a diarrhea countdown clock?
I got 12:11 p.m.
Show me 11:45.
Oh wow, that's quick moving.
It's quick.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to say that my table alarm, I'm going to go 142.
Interesting, Kevin.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
142.
I will let you know when I have diarrhea.
Please
Prove
do.
it. Prove it.
The
prove
person
it.
who has the worst guess, they get coughed in the face by Denny's.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll be home by then.
Okay. Let me see. Jaybird had sent me this. I didn't realize Star Wars Phantom Menace came out 20 years ago.
20 years ago, I believe it was in May, right? That's how they used to do the releases, May.
Yeah, I think so. I remember when Virginia and I first got to town. We did the
We
premiere.
saw it, yeah.
we
You
did the
went?
Yeah.
We did.
We did the premiere of it because it was a massive deal. And
I had to go. The boss made me.
The first one. So yeah, that's so crazy. Did you go to the? You think you went to the second one too?
I think it was kind of weird because I think we all it was before things had happened and we're all chummy. I think we all rode together to the premiere. If I remember, I think I have a vague memory of being in a car with all of our
bosses
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
driving to it.
I think you're right. I think we did go as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when episode 2 came out, I believe it's either episode 2 or episode 3. Our boss Chris Marino made us all wear Star Wars costumes to the premiere, and I was the only one pumped. But my Darth Vader costume was too small. So when I had some weight to me, and the kid was kind of he was kind of chubby too, but he kept on making fun of me, calling me Lord Vader. And you were laughing just like that, just like a fucking Sith. I remember that. She was laughing. Like, this chubby kid's calling me fat? Fuck this, man.
Yeah, they say that it's extremely nostalgic for little kids who are now adults. If you're I think it was probably like 7, 8 when I first saw Star Wars, one of my first Star Wars. So, if you were that age now, you'd be like 28 now, out, looking back, oh, yeah, I love Jar Jar Binks.
There are some people that say that they do love Jar Jar Binks, but I always think that's people in the media forcing the Jar Jar Binks agenda.
It might be, if you're 8 and you saw Jar Jar Binks, to you, that might have been hysterical, and you might have been like, I thought it was great. You might have a different feel of it.
They said, I heard an interview with Liam Neeson or Nielsen, whatever.
Neeson.
He said that when they were in the middle of filming the first one, episode 1, and the guy doing Jar Jar, they said everybody was laughing so hard at everything he was doing on screen. So when they got the Jar Jar clapback and how everyone hated Jar Jar, he said everyone was shocked by it. They couldn't believe it. And then Jar Jar, the guy who played Jar Jar, he said he contemplated suicide because everyone hated Jar Jar.
Yeah, something Best, I think was his name. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, but they were shocked that Jar Jar Binks was hated so much. George Lucas loved Jar Jar. Thought he was going to be the next Chewbacca.
Huh. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think, when you and I often wonder this with, actors and choosing roles. And, you had the some actors that passed up on roles that could have made their career, and instead they chose something stupid. And then you have the flip side, that has happened. And it really kind of goes to show you just really don't know. And you're probably filming a movie and thinking, oh, it's going to be great, or I don't know. They've even talked about that with some epic movies that on the set, they're making it be like, I don't know, it just seemed like any other movie. And they had no clue. And like so much is done in editing, and then you think it's one way or the other. And of course, you probably love a lot of the projects you're involved with, and you hope that they're going to take off, and then you just never know.
That's what I always wonder, because I'm not sure how it works, but if you're the director/writer of something, how could you not be in the editing room? What are they always in the editing room as well on these movies? Because
great question.
If you have a vision, everything could be right. It could be all fucked from the editing room.
I think so.
You'd have to have some say in that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the director would be, I would think, intricately involved with what they shot, what they looked at, and I think probably they had the dailies are looking at what they shot that day and saying, okay, this looks good, and then we didn't get the shot I wanted, and we'll go back and do that. And that's why each scene it takes them multiple days. I think I'd heard somebody told me over the weekend that that episode 3 that they did of Game of Thrones, it's all pretty much at nighttime that it happened. I think they said it took 51 days to film that whole thing.
Yeah, they could have taken about 61 days and gotten some more light in that thing. That was tough you couldn't see it. It was really dark to watch.
Yeah, it was. So that's part of it. They probably had their own reasons why they made it that dark. They thought, this is what we want. We want people to feel the same challenge that our actors or our characters have that they can't see either.
We want people to squint and be upset while they're trying to relax and forget about their worries.
Kevin's eyes are already horrifying enough. You want him to squint?
Well, Denny's has got a big-ass TV, one of the bigger ones on the market, and I watched the first 2 episodes on Denny's TV, and everything is very HD, and even that dark one, because I watched it on his TV and I watched it on mine, major difference on a regular TV. I mean, it was super, super dark for people of normal TVs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'd heard. Some people complain, other people I didn't see a
couldn't
problem
see
with
it. In fact, there was 3 scenes where I didn't know who was dying because it was so dark in the scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to rewind it.
Okay. Yeah, so Reddit did a thread on what is considered taboo in 2019 that wasn't 20 years ago and what will be nostalgic in 20 years. So, yeah, if you had to say in 20 years, what is going to be nostalgic that we're experiencing currently? And it'll be interesting to see how things, run the test of time. Where will Game of Thrones just wrapped up? And I'm kind of reading today on where people sit on, the whole show, the 8 years and even the final series. Seems like the criticism's tapered a bit after what people saw last night. But in 20 years, are people going to look back and be like, oh, that was maybe one of the most legendary shows ever, or it could have been, and the final season sucked? I guess we'll know in 20 years.
Mags is looking forward to the real-life action Dora the Explorer movie.
Oh, really?
Because
okay,
growing up, that was her cut. She loved Dora.
Yeah.
All the time. We had the Dora backpack and the clothes and the bedding and everything was Dora. Mm-hmm. And now they're doing the movie of it. So she's all excited. Mom, I want to go to it.
Yeah. Well, The Lion King, that's, what are we talking, 25, 30, 25 years on that?
At least, man. I mean,
94 it came out.
94. Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, I loved that thing.
Yeah.
That still holds up, too.
Oh, yeah, no, it's solid. It'd be interesting to see what I've seen visually. It looks like the live action one looks pretty cool.
The Disney cartoons do kind of hold up. Even if you watch Snow White, it keeps your interest. That witch is creepy, maybe even creepier than Virginia. That's a horrifying witch.
Disney doesn't make a lot of bombs. That's the crazy thing about Disney.
No, they do not.
You think of all the movie production houses, a lot of them do tank. Yeah, so Reddit had what is considered taboo in 2019 that wasn't 20 years ago.
Smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, it wasn't as taboo.
I don't know, man. You start lighting up around people's food, and it's not. People get really pissed off at that.
Yeah, 20 years ago, and it depends upon where you were. It's. I remember, and it kind of depends upon where you were in the country as to the taboo. Because I remember moving to Kansas City in 97, and I was coming from California where you could not smoke anywhere, even in the 90s. And going into Kansas City, we drove through a town called Joplin, Missouri, and we went into a McDonald's, and everyone in there was smoking. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Is it still like that, you think?
No, I think things have changed, but that was, 22 years ago.
It is weird when you see a restaurant with a smoking section.
You won't see it in Florida.
Bizarre.
I would imagine now that, even in Missouri, that they've gotten rid of all the smoking in restaurants.
It's bizarre to look at old footage from the 60s and 70s and see judges in court smoking while they're, giving rulings. You may tell me you can't wait till after court to get your ciggy on?
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. commentary about race of any kind, not hate speech, just any kind of talking about race, or at least how you talk about it, what you say.
You watch some shows from the 90s, like early 90s,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, there's no way. And I'm talking more of your network type of shows. There's no way they could get away with it now. Just even with just little jokes, comments.
Right, yeah. Words that they use and things that come up. And certain stand-up comedy, that's it too. I mean, people are now so triggered, they're calling 911 when they get offended.
It's happening a lot on college campuses where people go to speak and the people don't like what they have to say and they lose their minds and they riot and they try to shut them down.
I was talking to my son, Colin, when he was back for his little break before he took back off. He was just talking about how liberal University of Michigan is.
So liberal, they shut people down when they talk.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, kind of a contradiction.
Yeah, he said that there were some things that were kind of crazy and people just lose their minds on stuff, he brought up. He's kind of more like me. He's just moderate,
Well, it always reminds me of that one quote you bring up from the dude from Metallica that lives out there. What did he say?
James Hetfield. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast with him, and the band is from San Francisco, and he's now moved to either Colorado or Montana, something like that. But he's a hunter. He likes that kind of stuff. And he said, they're very liberal and open-minded unless you disagree. So as long as you have the exact same thinking as them, they're very open-minded. And so they have this whole thing is, oh, no, we're very open-minded until you disagree with them.
That's not open-minded.
Right, and that's what he was saying. He said basically he got, not that he got run out, he was just so sick of, the way people were. And I'm sure if he's a hunter, that was something that anybody who'd ever talk to, he would get, so much crap that he was just like, screw this.
I'm not a big fan of shutting down people speaking because whether you agree with what they say or not, I mean, there's a lot of people I do not agree with, but I don't think they should be shut down to talk. I mean, that's part of being in America, baby.
People just got to start realizing that you cannot win anybody over by yelling at them.
Or censoring
or being
them.
rude to them. That's not how you're going to win your argument. You got to try to relate to them and be like, hey, have you ever thought of it this way? And here's how I feel.
Even if you don't like the dirt of the day, it gets to speak.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I've tried to shut that thing down.
You better bring a friend.
Also, what is considered taboo in 2019 that wasn't 20 years ago? Asking to see proof for anyone accused in a hashtag MeToo scandal is another thing that Reddit was talking about. And yeah, that's definitely something that, and especially here quickly, is shaping our society. I just saw today this stat. It says 60% of male managers now say they're uncomfortable doing, quote, common workplace activities with a woman, including mentoring, working one-on-one, or socializing. 60%, that's a majority. So if you're a male and you manage females, you're just like, no, it's not worth it. I don't, feel like it. It makes me feel awkward and probably not a good thing to do.
Are you shocked by that? That's how people are reacting?
No, I'm not. And it's probably today. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's probably something where you need to walk in with caution and just be mindful of your surroundings and your situations and, what could be said. And don't put yourself in certain situations. I know because I'm friends with a lot of pastors and they've got a lot of guidelines on that. Like man can never sit in a room and mentor or talk to or counsel a woman. They always have to have another woman present. So you always have to have witnesses and you got to be careful. You cannot be in the same room. And I think, I'm not sure that it's always been that way, but definitely where they are now, they're like, do not be in any kind of situation where an accusation cannot be met without having a witness saying whether it did or did not happen.
That's so not practical, though, for every situation in life. I mean, there could be times where you may be in a room with somebody.
The people who are on staff and are considered to be, of that level. I'm sure they have volunteers and other people that are just on staff. But if you're one of the higher chairs, you have to be very careful. And if you're in a room or in a situation, you need to be in there with, somebody else that can witness to it. Because, when you're, especially any church or a bigger church, you can't have those kind of accusations. That's the kind of stuff people are like, see, and get all upset.
Lawsuits.
Yeah.
They go after the money. They go after the management.
Yeah, well, you got to watch yourself. I mean, I saw that today, and I don't know if this is just timing or what, but there are two stories I actually read today. One said a woman in Largo, Florida, made a false rape accusation against a man last month, and it's now led to a friend of hers killing the guy during a fight.
What?
Yeah. Turned out she'd made the whole thing up, and one of her other male friends went out and killed the guy.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those things where this is a topic where it's tough to talk about because as soon as you say any kind of an opinion on anything, you get major clapback, and people are afraid to say, give any kind of opinion.
I've always, said my opinion that it's something you got to take very seriously. You got to do your due diligence and thoroughly investigate it to find out what is happening with the report. But I've always believed that anybody making a false accusation should be held to the same penalty as somebody who actually commits it.
I agree.
And that should be standard. That would, because it was one of the worst things I think that a man can do. But I think it's also one of the worst things that a woman can do is a false accusation. You got to be legit. It's got to be right on both sides.
I wonder, are they doing anything to that woman in the Keys?
Largo.
Largo?
That's a little bit north of Tampa.
I thought you said Key Largo.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it's a different spot. But it'll be interesting to see. I was just kind of the headline that I'd read on that. And there's a story today, kind of like to let you know. I was wondering because I went to the FAU spring game. I know Panda was there.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit familiar with the football program. And I'm like, where's their quarterback that they had last year? This guy, Chris Robinson, who was a transfer from Oklahoma. Didn't even see him, on the field. I'm like, why is he not out there? Because I was wondering, quarterback play looks a little suspect. And he's been suspended indefinitely from the football team. There was a sexual battery allegation made against him by an FAU student in December. I was just reading this story this morning. Now, the accusation was made by a female student that prompted a brief investigation before she later came back to the police to say the encounter was consensual. And that's what he had said. The allegation was made on December 3rd. On December 5th, they asked him, and he said this was a mutually consensual event. And then on December 8th, the accuser informed police of her decision not to prosecute. But he was held out of spring football, and he was the starter for 11 of the 12 games last year, and he's still suspended right now because the university wants to further investigate. And I still think is the right thing. Because they do need to investigate. Because, you could argue and say, well, maybe she was coerced into coming forward afterwards and saying, oh, no, I take that back. It was actually mutual. But you got to find out for sure.
But if it is mutual, that's sad. That's a terrible thing.
Yeah. If it was, because, it's going to scar his reputation. That's the thing that, unfortunately happens with those things because people a lot of times don't get the full story. He was already a kid that, at Oklahoma, he'd had a underage intoxication charge, and that's why he left Oklahoma and wound up at FAU. And so, this is a guy that's trying to get a second chance, and here he is now. He's been held out of spring ball, and they do. I think the university's doing the right thing. They got to make sure that, that you both are now telling the truth because you came forward, she did, with a very serious charge. And we got to make sure that it's legit or not. And if it does turn out that, she was telling the truth, that's the thing. We just got to get it, hammered into people's heads that you can't make a false charge, because it is a very serious account. But you need to report if it does happen. If somebody steps out of line, it's got to be reported.
But if you make it up, the penalty should be as strong as the penalty for the sexual assault.
Mm-hmm. And so when you see the stat of 60% of male managers now say they're not comfortable doing common workplace activities, I'd say, it's probably the right move. Just be mindful of where you are and just say, hey, okay. You think you trust somebody right now or something happens, but how often have you worked with somebody that you had once upon a time a great relationship with and something
they
weird
flip on you?
Something weird happens or you get a promotion they don't or you do something they don't like and, you've had that probably where you're like, we used to be the best of friends and now they can't stand you, and then what's an easy thing to do, unfortunately. So those kind of things happen. So I'd say it's probably a good thing to keep in mind. Let me see, coming up here in just a bit. I know Denny's is back, but probably going to change the thing. I know we talked about doing a Game of Thrones podcast so we can nerd out and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to do it at my place, but I think he's gonna be all behind, and I think he needs to go to bed too.
Yeah, let him rest.
Well, we can just do it. It's not gonna be that long.
No,
anyway.
It's not. No, it'll just be a chance for us to kind of do it and have all of our spoilers and all that kind of stuff that we were going to do. So look for that. That is something that we'll throw out a little bonus today, talking about that if you watch the show. And if you got any comments, too, we'll have it on live so that you can comment.
I've got lots of comments.
Oh, you won't
Y'all going to be on Facebook Live?
You won't be on...
Oh, I got some shit to say.
First of all, no, we're not going to be on Facebook Live. We're going to be on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know how to work that. Damn it.
Yeah.
Max!
You don't know how
Good.
to work that. Just go on YouTube.
Good. Very nice. All right, so we'll get to that coming up here in just a bit. You guys enjoy your Monday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
For excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.